I think we're in a really strange time right now. Um, how this year 2020 is kind of like rolling out. You know, first we had the death of Kobe and Gigi and all of the people that were involved in that accident, which was one of the original motivations and for this album, and the way that I started to write this album and the speed that I started to write this album. And this song Black Amethyst was kind of like a way to just realign my intention, right? Eric Thomas always talks about your why. Your why. What's your why? Why are you doing what it is that you do? Right? What's the purpose? What's the agenda behind what it is that you're doing, right? And then we have the coronavirus that is spreading all over the world, infecting hundreds of thousands of people, killing thousands of people all over the world. And there's so much fear, and people's faith is being tested at this point. And this song is kind of like a check. It's kind of like a purpose check. Like, let's wait for a minute. I know you lit, and I know it's all about you, ladies, and I know it's about how beautiful you are, and fellas, I know it's about how much money you got, and your diamonds, and your bust down rollie, and all of your individual success. But when something like this happens, you think of somebody like Steve Jobs, which was so great and was so rich, but he couldn't, with everything that he had, and as powerful as he was, and as great as he was, the health, and what he struggled with health, it was nothing that could slow that down. So this song is kind of like, just let's stop for a minute. The title, Black Amethyst, I think it was my man Docs that was telling me about the Black Amethyst stone, or the crystal. I'm not really into the crystals and all of that, but the name really caught me when I heard it, and it has something to do with clearing energy and protecting the crown chakra. Now, I'm not even into the chakras and all of that either, but the crown, what I interpret it as is my state of mind, my sanity, my peace, protecting my peace, protecting my sanity as we going through this time and all of this. We're going through this time and all of this news that we're getting, and all of this fear being promoted and marketed as we head into election time. I encourage you guys to protect your peace at all costs. Turn the news off. You know what we're here for the cameras, for the fast cars, for the glamorous fast cars and drug talk we're enamored with. It talks about how us as adult black men are still going through this thing where we're drug dealers, and I walk up on a block and I shoot you, I got niggas and I ba. And that's cool, because I come from the hood and I identify with that kind of stuff, and I have friends that was murdered by gun violence, and I have friends that are locked up and are a part of the street life or whatever. But you get to a point like this when you just like, hold on, it ain't really about that. I'm here to protect my crown. I'm here to protect my energy. I'm here to protect my peace, because at the end of the day, as a man, I'm there to protect my family, to be that rock for my family. So it's like, this song was like, let's just hold up for a minute. What are we really doing? It also talked about the evolution of what the MC was. Now the MC has evolved into also being an astute businessman. Nas, Jay-Z, two of my favorite MCs of all time, are also now astute businessmen that are, I had a line, I said, they don't flow no more. All they do is this, real estate investment, venture capitalists. My man, I said something about my man Tolson is active looking for commercial buildings. As I got older, my circle started to change, and a lot of my friends now are real estate investors, invest in the stock market. A lot of my friends, I'm confident to say that most of my friends make more money than I do. So it's this evolution of what the MC, and it's great as I grow into what's next for me. It's great to look around that my circle is pushing me. I just talked to Tosa yesterday, and I'm going to get up with him in hopefully in a couple days. But they're pushing me into this next level. You know what I'm saying? And as we all are quarantining, and we're home, a lot of us, not healthcare workers. Shout out to all the healthcare workers, not just the nurses, the doctors, the transporters, the nurses' aides, the phlebotomists, the respiratory therapists, the housekeepers, the dietary workers, the administrators, everybody that's there on the front line. I've been working in healthcare almost 20 years, so I know what it is, and it's very real. But as we're home, as we're quarantining, I encourage all of you, especially speaking to the black males that are watching this, to protect your peace at all costs. Be very careful about what you're watching, what you're listening to, the conversations you have. It's very easy to go down the rabbit hole of this fear, or go down a rabbit hole of these glory days stories about how I was on the block and I sold this brick and I went out of town and I came up, we had to shoot out with this block, and remember we was beefing with so and so. Protect your peace, because you may think that your kids are not watching you, but I promise you they're watching you. And for me, the whole purpose behind why I do a lot of this stuff outside of my own personal therapy, music is my own personal therapy, but I also want to tell my story so that my children's children can have some kind of reference point to the kind of man that their grandpapa, that pop was. Black Amethyst, protect my crown. When it comes on, protect my crown. I encourage you guys to protect your peace at all costs. Alright? I know this breakdown was a little different, but I feel it's very important to say this message, because if the head of the household, if the man, the cornerstone of this thing is scared and frightened, is off track and is not focused, then how could the home, how could the community, how can this world or our community even be able to get through these hard times when the head, when the man, when you that dude, you're not on your square. Thank you for listening. The video is out. Check the videos out tonight at 12 o'clock. Monochrome is out on all streaming platforms. Listen to it, share it, enjoy it. Hopefully it's something that you guys can listen to uplift you, to inspire you as you go through this hard time. I'm praying for you, and pray for me.